The sun never shone on a cause of greater worth, unless that cause was melting a king's face into ammunition. Then it's just a Tuesday in Manhattan. July 9th, 1776. George Washington reads the Declaration to his troops. They cheer. Then they look at a giant lead statue of George III, 10 tons of royal ego, and some absolute legend says, hey, that's about 40,000 bullets right there. Fantastic decision. They didn't just tear it down. They decapitated it, paraded the head on a pike, then melted every last pound. Chaos. Imagine explaining that to your insurance adjuster. Sir, where's the monument? It's in the British soldiers. I'm sorry, the bullets. We shot the king at the king. Poetic. Now pay me. You think that's bad? Oh, it gets worse. Because before the statue melt, there was a pamphlet, a little thing called Common Sense, written by a man who couldn't hold a government job, twice fired. For incompetence and corruption. You know who you have to be to get fired for corruption in the 18th century? Someone who makes corruption look like a group project where you did nothing. Thomas Paine, former corset maker. Yes, corsets. He squeezed wealthy women's waists for a living. Then he squeezed a continent into rebellion. He wrote, "The cause of America is the cause of all mankind." Beautiful, also completely unhinged. Because at the time, most of mankind didn't know America existed. They were busy not dying of dysentery. Sardonic chaos gremlin, activated. Paine called the king a royal brute. Wow, brilliant, very creative. Did the corset laces cut off oxygen to your insult department? But here's the thing, it worked. Because Paine wrote like a drunk uncle at a tavern who accidentally made sense. No Latin. No fancy ipso facto. Just pure, unfiltered. The king is a jerk, let's leave. 500,000 copies in 1 year. In a country with no internet, no mail, and roads made of mud. That's not a pamphlet. That's a pre-viral apocalypse. Micro hook. John Adams enters the chat. Adams was a serious man. He liked balanced governments, checks, interests, the boring stuff that actually works. Chaos. Adams read Common Sense and immediately developed an eye twitch. He called it dangerous abstractions. Translation. Stop having fun with my revolution, you corset refugee. Adams didn't want poor farmers and debtors running the show. He wanted, well, people exactly like John Adams. Genius move, really. Build a republic but keep the right kind of people in charge. Spoiler, that always works perfectly. History clap. History clap. History clap. But wait, we haven't reached the part where history becomes a horror comedy. Paine dies in 1809. Unpopular, broke, basically ghosted by the country he helped birth. You'd think that's the end. Oh no. A British radical named William Cobbett says, I got this. Cobbett digs up Paine's body. Yes, digs up. Brings the corpse to England. Plans a grand tomb. Can't raise the money, so what does he do? He keeps the bones in a box in his house. For years. Type corset, if you think Paine should have stuck to waist training. Because this is next level stupid. When Cobbett dies, they sell the bones with his other junk. Nobody knows where most of them went. Some turned up in Australia. Recently. There are bits of Thomas Paine all over the world like a cursed gacha pull. Imagine being a customs officer in Perth. Sir, this suitcase is clicking. It's a femur. Of the guy who wrote these are the times that try men's souls. That's not history. That's a side quest. Ultra peak moments say this slowly. There is a non-zero chance that someone right now owns a piece of Thomas Paine and uses it as a doorstop. A paperweight. A very weird back scratcher. That's not legacy. That's a black market waiting to happen. And people ask why I'm sarcastic. Pattern break. Visual jump. Imagine a TikTok overlay right now. Paine's skull but with sunglasses. Text. They fired me from customs. So the first fired a continent. Cobbett holding a bone. Text. Collect them all. King George's head on a pike. Text. This is fine. Scroll stopper. Back to the statue. 40,000 bullets. Each bullet, and I love this, each bullet is technically a piece of the king. That's what we call vertical integration with extreme prejudice. The revolutionaries shifted blame from Parliament to the monarch. Why? Because it's easier to hate a face than a system. America learned that lesson early. Now we just melt action figures of villains. Progress. Pause. Pain wrote, "Though ye that love mankind prepare an asylum for all mankind." Beautiful. Stirring. Gets quoted every July 4th. The fine print. That asylum came with a lot of people already living there who weren't asked, and Paine himself died in obscurity because revolutions eat their founders. That's not a bug, that's the feature. Retention provocation. Who's more stupid, the guy who kept bones in a box or the guys who shot a king's face at British soldiers? Comment bones if you want to haunt a museum. Comment bullets if you've ever recycled a politician. I'll wait. But don't wait too long. The bullets are already cast. Aftermath mode. The idea that America has a universal meaning, a providential blessing, starts right here. Chaos. Yeah, and it's been weaponized ever since. The eyes of the world are upon the United States. Sure, the world is watching, mostly to see if you'll melt another statue. Spoiler, they will. Because humans love turning enemies into ammunition. It's our love language. Final escalation, full psychosis. Imagine if we did this today. The Biden statue, melt it, 40,000 memes. The Trump statue, melt it, now it's a golf club. History is just recycling with extra steps. And Thomas Paine. His bones are probably in someone's attic right now, next to a taxidermy raccoon, and a copy of Common Sense used as a coaster. That's not irony, that's just America, out row, to sardonic flip. So here we are, a failed corset maker, a killjoy lawyer, a king turned into lead confetti, and a dead radical skeleton scattered like a cursed advent calendar. History is not a story. It's a corpse parade where everyone thinks they are the hero, but the bullets always win. Final thought, recontextualize everything. The next time you see a statue, ask yourself one question: how many bullets is that? And if you find a weird bone in your basement, maybe don't Google it. Just put it back, slowly. I'm the Midnight Meme Historian. Go melt something meaningful, or don't. I'm not your king, and definitely not your corset fitter.